Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Kyle Riker, representing the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast and one half of the Gladiators, coming into another video review. And today I'll be reviewing the WWE Elite Series 77 Viscera. That's right, I picked this up last night at Target, as well as the Elite 77 Ronda Rousey, which will be tomorrow's review. And thank God for that sale that Target's doing. And for those of you who didn't know, Target is having a sale on the WWE Elite figures for $13.99. Now, even though the tag on the shelf says the Royal Rumble Elites, it works for all Elite figures. Like, I scanned this and it rang up $13.99. So I assume it's for all Elite figures. Anyways, so great deal. Plus, I had to have this figure. This was one of the figures I was looking forward to the most from the set, so I had to get him. Anyways, here he is. Before we take a look at the figures, take a look at the packaging first, as we always do. Here's Elite Collection, Viscera. Top, Series 77, SummerSlam. Sorry about the sun glare, it's like really sunny today. Picture of Viscera there, Elite Collection. On the side, picture of Viscera in the ring. On the back, a picture of Viscera and his bio and stats. You can pause right there if you want to read. And the other figures in the set, we got AJ Styles, Ronda Rousey, of course Viscera, Ravishing Rick Rude, Miss Elizabeth, and of course the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. AJ Styles, I'm not sure if I'm going to get him because there's so many AJ Styles figures out there. So I don't know if I'm going to get this figure or not because it's basically just a repaint. Who knows? I might get him because one of my friends said, "Oh, you gotta get it, you gotta get it." And since there's like 5 of him just sitting there at Target, I might as well get one. I don't know, we'll see. Ronda Rousey, that will be tomorrow's review because I picked up her and Viscera last night. So review of her will be tomorrow, so stay tuned. Rick Rude, I really want this figure because Rick Rude's one of my favorite wrestlers from the 80s. Oh, sorry about that. Not my cat. But he's one of my favorite wrestlers from the 80s and early 90s, and I love that freaking attire he comes in. So I definitely want to pick up him and the Chase variant. Miss Elizabeth, definitely getting her because I love Miss Elizabeth and I could use an updated Miss Elizabeth figure. And of course, the Fiend, I already reviewed him, which that's actually the most successful video I've ever done. Last time I checked, it had 3,126 views. So if you haven't seen my review of The Fiend, check that out. And also, I apologize for the terrible lighting on that video. It's like so dark. That's because it was raining that day. And the figure came in the mail, on the day I filmed it. I just wanted to film that video and get it released as quick as possible because I was so excited to have that figure. So I apologize about the terrible lighting on that video. Like I said, I apologize about the sunlight in this video. It's just very sunny today. So I apologize about that. Anyways, that's about it for the packaging, so without further ado, let's open up Viscera and see what we got. We'll be right back. Alright, so here we have Viscera, open up another package. And this is a pretty decent figure, but there are a couple of problems with it. I'll get into that as the review goes on. First up is his accessories. He comes with some interchangeable hands. Of course, he has the fists on him, but of course he also has the standard gripping hands with the fingerless gloves, which look pretty nice, pretty nicely detailed. And of course, the ones I was really, of course, the interchangeable hands I was looking forward to the most, the V hands, which will be perfect for his upcoming Big Daddy V figure. Which, yes, Mattel has stated that they are going to make figures of pretty much every character that this guy played, in WWE, such as King Mabel. They already made him. Of course, Viscera. They might do the other version of Viscera, which is the world's largest love machine, and then of course, one of the figures on my bucket list, Big Daddy V, because I grew up watching Big Daddy V, so I cannot wait for that to come out. So these are going to be perfect for that figure. Unfortunately, I got a bad one. If I zoom in here, as you see, some of the black paint from his glove is missing on his finger, and as you see, it's like really scraped up. Well, whatever. And of course, he comes with pretty much the accessory that is making people go crazy for this figure, and that is the WWE Hardcore Championship. I believe this is only the second time they included this championship with the figure. The first one was the ringside exclusive Hardcore Kane, which I did not get that figure because I wasn't ordering figures from ringside at that time. Number 2, I wasn't really impressed with that figure. And number 3, the prices that figure goes for is ridiculous. So I'm glad that they included this belt again. And I love this championship. I wish it was a little bit shinier and maybe a little bit more wear on it to make it look like the actual belt, but it's fine. It looks pretty cool. And unfortunately, it's one of those belts that's just like one piece. I don't know what's up with these holes on the back, but you can't take the plates off or anything. Whatever. I can't wait to add this to some of my figures who have won this belt. Anyways, pretty good. Now on to Viscera himself. Head scan is fantastic. This head scan is great. It looks just like him. He's got his little teeth there. He's got his little lipstick. Got his makeup. I kind of wish they would have been able to put the silver teeth up here, yeah, on his actual teeth there. But that's all right. Jacket's pretty nice. Yeah, it's rubber, but like I said, that they wouldn't have been able to add this much detail to it. It looks pretty good. And the sleeves are great too, like with the molded sleeves on there. I made it all leather, like his actual jacket. It's got all the silver buttons and everything all over it. And the back too. Of course, black pants underneath, and then black boots. Now, because of this jacket, here's where the biggest problem with this figure comes into play. And that is because of this huge jacket, you can't really articulate this figure. Like the legs, the waist, the torso, you can't really move it because of this jacket. And actually, they kind of got a little bit lazy with this figure. I mean, I understand why. I mean, they got to reuse parts, you know, to save money when they make new figures. All they did was take the Elite Series 68 King Mabel figure. They painted that whole figure black, gave him new arms with the sleeves, put the jacket on him, and then gave him a new head scan. That's like all they did, because I've seen people actually take this figure apart, like they took scissors and cut this jacket off. And I don't know if you can see it, like as you can see, you can kind of see it on his legs, like the mold of his legs. So like if I was to take this off, it would basically be this underneath, except it would be all black. And speaking of that, here's a comparison with King Mabel. Stand them up. There we go. And they're both great figures. So that's a shame that they had to use this to make this. Like basically just paint it all black and then put the jacket on him. But whatever, I understand why they did it. It's a cost-saving measure. That's what they had to do. They had to reuse parts to make new figures. It's just part of the budget. Anyways, articulation for as limited as you get. Head can rotate a little bit because his collar gets in the way. Can look down, kind of. Can't look up. Arms rotate 360, go in and out. Rotate the bicep, bend the elbow, swivel at the wrist, and hinge. And of course the upper torso joint and everything. You can still move it, but it's like very hindered by this jacket. Legs can go forward a little bit, and then back to horizontal position. They can go in and out. Swivel at the thigh, double jointed knee, swivel at the boot. I can get it to move, there we go. Then hinge at the ankle, but it's really tight, and then hinge, and then the ankle pivot. Like I said, the articulation is very limited with this jacket. So I would say this is a great figure for display, or if you're gonna take it, you know, do some figure photography with it, you know, like just have him standing here with different poses with his arms possibly. But because of the posability with the legs, you can't really play with it or make any stop motions. Like this would be probably the hardest figure to make stop motions with if you chose this figure. But whatever. I mean, aside from that, it's still a good figure. It's just that it's a little disappointing with the articulation. Because I was looking forward to posing this when they first announced it. But oh well. Still not that bad. It's a decent figure. Alright, so final thoughts. Overall, this is a pretty decent figure. And I'm actually definitely glad to have it to my collection. Definitely a great addition to the Ministry of Darkness. So hopefully they continue making more figures of the characters from the Ministry of Darkness as long as they have the rights to it. But anyways, like I said, it's a decent figure. But like I said, the only real complaint with it is the the limited articulation because of his jacket. But aside from that, it's a decent figure. I think it's a pretty great display piece and a great piece to use, for figure photography. Like I said, it's a good figure. Like I said, I love the Hardcore Championship he comes with, and I love the interchangeable hands he comes with, especially the V hands. Cannot wait for them to use these on Big Daddy V. So Mattel, please get to work on Big Daddy V. Hopefully they announce that soon. Anyways, aside from the articulation issue, it's a good figure. It stands up fine. Detail is great. Sculpting's great. Accessories are pretty good. So like I said, I would say if you're a fan of this guy, you know, of the Attitude Era, I would say definitely pick up this figure. It's a great display piece and great figure photography piece. But if you're going to play with it or use it in stop motion, I strongly recommend you skip this figure. Or I would say pick it up but don't use it. Or possibly, if you want to use it in stop motions, just have him like at ringside or something, like outside the ring. Like if you're gonna have like the Undertaker face off against somebody and you want to have him in his corner. Anyways, aside from that, if you're gonna play with it or use it in stop motion, stay away from this figure. But if you're gonna use it for figure photography or a display piece, I highly recommend picking up this figure. Like I said, it's a great display piece, great figure. So I'll give this figure a. I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. Like I said, it's a good figure, but like I said, it's just the limited articulation that really brings this figure down. So, kind of disappointing. Anyways, that's about it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Be sure to catch me on the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast every week. Link to that channel is down in the description. And also be sure to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links are down below. Check those out. So if you want to pick up any merch of mine, link is down below. Check that out. It's very limited, so get it before it's gone. Stay tuned for tomorrow's review, which is the Elite Series 77 Ronda Rousey. And stay tuned for my regularly scheduled video on Saturday, which will be the AEW Unrivaled Series 1 Cody figure. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so you don't miss it. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, guys. Bye.